I hope the music sounds fine because last time I did this, man, I turned the thing on and the music was loud as hell. You could hardly hear me. So I'm gonna do a mic check before I get started, or a sound check. But let's see here. This thing is taking a minute. Let's see here. Well, I can hear the music, so that's all that, that's the only necessity at this point. But yeah, I have this great news. Silent Sam's new home, the Goalpost Moved. If DTrain was Chancellor. This thing. Yeah, that sounds good. I like it. It's kind of low. That's good. All right, let's go. Let's do it live. We'll just do it live. All right, so if you don't remember, a few weeks ago, a few months ago, whatever, there was this clamoring to, actually it was past a year ago, because when I went to the Carolina game, people were protesting and all that, or carrying on. And in this past couple months ago, some people went uptown on a Monday night and pulled Silent Sam down. But before that, like the whole discussion was like, what should we do with it? We should put it in a museum. Stuff like this should be in a museum, blah, 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 blah. It should not be out here causing people like harm in their thoughts. It should be in a museum. and my first thought was like, wow, man, so you're gonna take, it's like real estate that's already been set aside for this is sitting right here. Ain't nothing. Every once in a while you gotta clean the bird shit off the top, but and the thing, but it's not much maintenance, right? It's just there, and what's up with these like feelings? I think you should refocus your thoughts on things that really matter in your life, like getting through school and trying to figure out what to do on the next level. I don't know if you know, but North Carolina, it's in the South. There's history. There are things that happen here. Oh yeah, a lot of good things happen here too. North Carolina, I think, was one of the last. Wasn't it one of the last places to join in on the fight? But I digress. So they tore the statue down. They celebrated, stomped it, right? And then they took a couple months. They thought about it and they said, "All right, let's do this. We're just gonna spend some money. We're just gonna, put it in its own little spot and have a little library, museum." That's what everybody wanted. That's what everybody said they wanted. And then the goalposts moved, dude. They were like, We don't want to spend $5 million. Now the board of trustees and the chancellor already done agreed. They said, "All right, yeah." I mean, they thinking like normal people. Like, okay, like if I look, if you turn on the TV, right, and you watching these commercials, all right, here's how you can start to think about things a little bit. And you see a commercial that says, "Save $3,000." Excuse me. Save $6,000 on an air conditioned heating unit, right? All right, now if I'm saving that amount of money, how much does it cost? You know what I'm saying? Somebody got to come out and put it in. Somebody, gotta make sure things working. Da 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 da. Then they're gonna upsell on like service and insurance, probably. I don't know, but it's not covered. That kind of thing ain't covered on regular insurance, man. You got to buy your own thing unless it's on warranty. So, okay, so that's just the damn heat. That's the heating and air unit. On a building, you got to put like what? How many? Now, I don't know. $5 million. I mean, after you get a certain age, $5 million is like, oh, okay, yeah, that would be nice to have $5 million. But how far does $5 million go when you got to think about moving a statue, hiring people? Who you gonna hire to do it? Who you trying to hire to do it? I mean, you gotta, got engineers. All right, yeah, this is what it's gonna take. Boom, bing, bang, boom. Got the construction. Maybe I don't know if they building a new spot or if they adding on, but still, man, and you balking at $5 million. I mean, hell, maybe I'm wrong. I mean, maybe this is something somebody should have thought about before they start pulling statues down. All right, how much is it gonna? Do people even think about costs? That's like usually what I go to, man. I'm like, all right, so how? Like, if I do this, you got to get a dump truck driver. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? It's like real world costs. Yeah, you putting people to work, but it's some of it is self-inflicted work. I call it the stupid tax. You know what I mean? When you do something stupid, that's a tax. Yeah, it's already costing you money. Just being stupid is going to cost you money. I've done it a lot. I've spent a lot of money being stupid. I'm not above being stupid. I ain't saying I was wrong. I think I've only been wrong once, but we won't talk about that right now. It's still a sore spot in my brain here. Okay, so he got a new home. Goalpost moved. Now the chancellor's out, and she's like, "Yo, I know how y'all feel about this and that, and history sometimes, blah blah blah." And come on, man. So I looked up Carol Folk. Uh, okay. First of all, Ohio. She's from Ohio, evidently, and and I was thinking, I was like, isn't that Maya? Isn't that isn't the woman that's going to Carolina sending her money? I guess I don't know. Maybe she got a scholarship or something. Maybe somebody's paying for her to be there to disrupt stuff. But anyway, isn't that Maya chick from Ohio? So what's going on with Ohio? Is Ohio so messed up that y'all just take your burdens to places and just like mess up things? Nothing against Ohioans. I know some Ohioans. Y'all cool. Y'all just drive slow. I don't know why y'all drive so slow. Anytime I see somebody from Ohio, it's one lane. Like, here we go. I guess do y'all have like a bunch of deer, moose, meese? It's got to be a thing. It's got to be something. I don't know. Something's going on in Ohio. Anyway, she went to what? Carol Folk went to like college and grad school, I think, in California. And then I was like, oh man, here we go. Why'd they do this? And she seems like such a nice lady. You know what I mean? I know she's got to be a sweet person. She seems like just the sweetest person. And and that's great. But when you're dealing with some people that just have no clue, every once in a while you just gotta be like, look, dude, y'all tore the damn thing down. You said put it in a fucking museum, so that's what we're gonna fucking do. Sorry, I already dipped into if DTrain was Chancellor. Sorry. Let me get into character. Okay? Boom. Mr. Chancellor DTrain, what do you say about the implications on what this makes the university look like by spending so much money on something like a place to house a racist symbol? You know what? Fuck that. Okay. But matter of fact, are you even qualified to ask me a question? What is your student number? What is your student number? I want your student number, employee number. I want to find out who you are. I don't like your questions. So if you don't want to be here, get out. You don't want to be at this university. Don't. Matter of fact, let me make a statement first. Don't be asking me no questions first. Hey, this is gonna be a different kind of thing. Um, I stand by the decision. I have questions about some of the people who brought the statue down. I think some of them may not have been students, but if you are a student who felt the need to pull down our statue, I implore you right now to resign from this university. Two, if you are a senior in high school and you have a problem with any of the issues that you are hearing about us, don't come. Stay where you go somewhere else. We don't need any more issues of people bringing up issues that ain't even issues of a statue just sitting out there on some free real estate where, all you got to do is spray the damn thing down and y'all's asses tearing it down. So we got to put it in a fucking building. That's right. Matter of fact, I want to introduce you to my security team. That's Bubba and that's Jethro over there. And I've instructed them. They are equipped, as you can tell. I know your ass is tightened up, but they're equipped with AR-15 style BB guns. They are instructed to ping anybody I feel is being a little bit disrespectful to my university. If you have any questions, just keep that shit in mind. I didn't like that. The question. Matter of fact, ping her ass. That's a retrospective ping. Now look, if you don't like the traditions of UNC, if you don't like our statues, our graveyards, our coaches, our whatever, don't come. We invite all who appreciate all the history that UNC and North Carolina, the greatest state in the whole fucking union, on the greatest state in the greatest country in the whole world, in the greatest planet in the universe. You understand? Not only should you be happy to be in North Carolina, but you're in the greatest place in North Carolina. That's the way I see it. If you don't appreciate that shit, get the fuck out. Matter of fact, I'm taking resignations right now. This is hey, anybody ask a fucked up question, I'm gonna suspend your expel your ass. Go. That's all you gotta do. Just like put the smack down, baby. They'll understand. Look, man, why are you gonna spend your money and try to like change the whole fucking South? It ain't gonna happen. You're just gonna piss people off. It ain't cost yourself some money. Y'all worried about some tuition, not being able to get jobs. That's changing. A lot of things are gonna be available pretty soon. Um, Manufacturing's coming back. I remember back when I was a kid and I lived in Kittrell, Vance County. Back in my cucumber picking days, my pig raising, man, them pigs. That's a lot of pigs, man. For how old was I? I was like 12, 13. And Big Ben was huge. And we had a Yorkshire, Hampshire. We had a red pig, a black and white. And then what is the big white one? That was Big Ben. Anyway, we had a farm. You know what I mean? It was cool. It was hard work though, and you got to move fast when you got a bunch of hungry pigs. They ain't ate since earlier. They just like wallowing around in mud and trying to stay cool or trying to nestle in where they can huddle if it's cooler. Um, but it just goes back to like just understanding, man, what's involved in a lot of this stuff going on. Like it's a lot of history in these parts, man. And it wasn't always good, but we figured out a way to make it and coexist. You know, I was talking to this old white guy in Vance County a couple of years ago. He knew my grandfather. He just started smiling. Now, if you think about it, my grandfather would have been like, I mean, when they were younger in them cotton picking days, man. He said, "Yeah, man." Like, he said, "Yeah, he liked to have a drink every once in a while, you know." I was like, "Yeah, well, I know you know my granddad now." You know what I said? And we had a laugh, but it's it wasn't all bad. You had to coexist on some level. We always hear about the bad, and yeah, there was a lot of bad. There's a lot of history in these areas, a lot of scars, but we learn from it. And we don't have to look at these symbols as like, oh, we're still being oppressed because it's there. No, man. It's like, wow, look how far we come. You know, look how far we've come. And if you think about those soldiers, man, those soldiers who had to sacrifice, they had to go. Some of them, you had some people out there wanted to fight. They were probably like younger, like 14, 15 years old, going to fight for their part of the the world, their territory. A lot of them paid the ultimate sacrifice. When you go on a Civil War trip and you take a Civil War class, you learn about all the people that fought in it. And, you hear the letters that were written by these people. You get some kind of a contextual view of what they had to go through too. Understanding, look, I wouldn't have been on that side, but I can understand what that person is saying. It takes more breadth of thought to be able to do that. A lot of people are okay not listening, not being curious, or just only being curious about the things that they care about. I tell you what, I learned. I feel like, okay, so I took Civil War, which was I feel like one of my best and my favorite classes to take in high school, at least history wise, um, with Fred Kiger, and he's a great teacher on this topic. You should go listen, um, if you have the ability to hear and listen to someone speak about the history of this country. If you have the patience um, to listen, uh, you learn a lot. And I think that those letters were probably most indicative of probably what was going on at the time. You know, somebody said history. The thing about history is that it's not true. I get it. Sometimes I hear some stuff that somebody said I said, and then it's like, wait a minute. Look, even if I did say that, you don't even know the context in which anything happened, so you're still off. And imagine going back, what, 100, 200, 1,000 years. You think you got it all straight? You think you got all the answers right now? Like I said, I didn't get interested really. That was the peak of my interest in history until I graduated from college. I'll repeat that. I wasn't interested in history until I graduated from college. Why? Well, I had more time to think. I'm gonna have more time to, I guess, sit down with my own thoughts. I had more time to read the things that I wanted to read, study the things that piqued my curiosity. Somehow I knew when I was in college that I didn't know anything. I knew I didn't know. In high school, even more, man. It was like I had a whole bunch of smart people in high school around me, where it was just a constant reminder that I didn't know anything. Then I get to college, you know, there's a bunch of smart people there too. But really, what helped me, I guess, learn a lot about dealing with people and working with people is working with the soccer team, women's soccer team. Um, I got to watch and learn just by observation, and that's the best. That's been what's helped me learn the most. My dad, I get that from my dad. My dad was that way. He learned a lot. Like he's a high school. He was a high school dropout, man. But he got around people who knew how to do stuff. So he learned how to do stuff. He had a great job working in welding and concrete. Rooted, came back down here, you know, started a business, you know, raised a family. It was hard. It was difficult. I remember. I did. I mean, I know more now than I did back then. Is all I'm saying. And in retrospect, I value that experience because it's made me it's given me a more keen eye on things to look out for, in a sense. Um, and a lot of I really and truly think that a lot of the people that I know feel like they're more left leaning and more liberal. But the way I was raised, it was completely it was conservative, dude. We had to do what we had. We had to save. We had to work hard. That's how I was raised, man. It's a disconnect. How do you see what's going on? You see how you know it seems like the crazy people are running the asylum, and what, you can't do anything about it because what, money? Okay, well, you may have to take a step back for a minute and not focus on the money. You're gonna have to focus on some core values. What do you value? The history of North Carolina and this university, or do you care about the whims and wishes of the people who say they want to be here, but they're just disruptive and causing problems? I say get rid of the problem. Make it known that you're gonna get rid of the problem, and if anybody gives problems like that, I mean, nothing about giving your but if you're gonna pull down statues, I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a better way of doing it than that. So you need to probably draw a line in the sand and be like, look, if you have a problem with, why would you come here? And if you start, inciting violence and talking all this, trash, then yeah, we reserve. It's not a freedom of speech. It's a poetic license on what we accept and what we don't accept. And we don't accept you trashing the university while you here spending money at this university, acting like these are standards. My ass, we got standards too. You don't go around trying to take down statues through the illegal channels. You want to, hey, I tell you what, how about you raise $5 million and we'll put the statue where we're gonna decide we'll put the statue. How about that? Give us the money, we'll put the statue where we want it, where we want it. We'll decide. Unless you got a site for it. Anyway, yeah. All right, Bubba and Jethro. I think we're done here. Uh, Anybody got any questions? No. All right. Fuck out of here. Peace out. DTrain. Much love. Hey, Tar Heel born, Tar Heel bred. When I die, I'm a Tar Heel dead. So it's go Carolina. Peace out. Later.